Like the first movie, it paved new ground. Like the first movie, it scared the hell out of me, in all the right ways. Since then, there have been more sequels and prequels. There have been comic books, there have been tons of novels, and there have been video games. The world of Alien has grown and continues to grow because it's captured the imagination of the public while at the same time respecting their intelligence. That's a hard balance. Of all the movies, though, my personal favorite is Aliens. I loved the story of the Colonial Marines. Apone and Hicks, Hudson and Vasquez, and all the others. I even liked Gorman. Kind of. The camaraderie between those Marines was one of the inspirations for Echo Team, the special ops shooters in my best-selling Joe Ledger Weird Science Thriller series. Several of my author friends have done superb novels set in this world. Alan Dean Foster did the first 3 books, knocking each one out of the park. The late and much-missed A.C. Crispin did Alien Resurrection. There have been a lot of others, including some by contributors to this anthology. Yvonne Navarro, Christopher Golden, James A. Moore, and Tim Levin. I've long wanted to suit up and go into battle with the Colonial Marines. A couple of years ago, I was in London having dinner with the publishers of the Titan Aliens novels, Nick and Vivian Landau. I mentioned that I wanted to do an anthology set in this world. Not the meta-world of the whole Alien franchise, but specifically the world of the Colonial Marines. They put me in touch with in-house editor Steve Saffel, and we closed a deal. Which is when I got to play. I made a wish list of who I thought could write the absolute hell out of short stories of soldiers going into battle against aliens. Not just against the Xenomorphs, but other kinds of aliens featured in the movies and related books and comics. Now, this book also contains stories that pit the Marines against all sorts of otherworldly threats. The Marines have a catch-all nickname for any alien that wants to turn humans into brunch. Bugs. Hence the famous line from Aliens. Hudson, is this a stand-up fight or another bug hunt? There are all kinds of bug hunts here, against xenomorphs and against critters that don't even have a name yet. Scary things that lurk in the dark. We went on the premise that it's a large, weird, dangerous universe filled with creatures who aren't warm and fuzzy ETs and who don't necessarily want to share, and who are looking for a hot lunch. I thought it might take me as much as a month to fill my roster of literary gunslingers to go hunting with me. It took me about 2 days. You see, I'm not the only writer out there who's been itching to tell a story in this world. Not only did I get enough commitments for a thick, delicious collection of stories, once the news got out that I was doing this book, I had to turn down a couple of 100 pitches. Yeah, nice. So, Aliens, Bug Hunt. The stories here are all different. They range from pure adrenaline-fueled action to introspective human dramas to the deeply weird. As the editor of the anthology, I got to read them first, and there's a greedy little joy in that. As a fan of the genre, I feel like I've been invited back into the world of xenomorphs, corporate greed, kick-ass action, heroics, horror, and the kind of dark magic that is particular to this kind of horror-based science fiction. These are grand tales of heroism, cowardice, struggle, betrayal, remorse, and the cost in human terms of taking up arms against unknown foes. Some of these tales fit easily into the existing canon of the Aliens franchise. Other stories won't necessarily be considered canonical, though. They're farther out on the edge, suggesting that it's a bigger, darker, stranger, and more dangerous universe than any of us think. So grab your pulse rifle and let's go hunting. Enjoy.
Chance Encounter by Paul Kupperberg. Double or nothing, they don't get the tub off the ground before the next shift, London said. No bet, Gilmore said, only half paying attention to her EVA companion. Okay, you call the time. Leave me alone, London. Gilmore picked up her pace, springing ahead of him in slow-motion arcs through the thin atmosphere in less than 1/4 Earth gravity.